Hey, it's Brain Muffin with some science stuff. Here we have from space.com. Voyager 2 may be leaving the solar system soon, NASA says. I actually thought they both Voyager 1 and 2 had left, so I was kind of surprised, but turns out, no, it's not quite that good. Want to get away, want to get far, far away. Voyager 2 has you beat. The spacecraft launched in 1977, and if I remember correctly, Voyager 2 was launched before Voyager 1. Is approaching the edge of the solar system, according to the NASA statement, released today, October 5th. This announcement is based on two different instruments on board, which in late August began noticing a small uptick in how many cosmic ray superfast particles pummeling the solar system from outer space were hitting the spacecraft. That matches pretty well with what Voyager 1 began experiencing about 3 months before its own grand departure in 2012. But scientists can't be sure of the milestone until after it has passed. So it's amazing to me that they can still contact these things. You know, these things built 40 years ago and they still work. We're seeing a change in the environment around Voyager 2. That's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. Voyager project scientist Ed Stone. So the people that launched it retired. They were replaced, they retired, and now they got a whole other scientist. A physicist at Caltech and said in a statement, "We're going to learn a lot in the coming months, but we don't know when we'll reach the heliopause. We're not there yet." Well, that's one thing I can say with confidence. And if I remember correctly, the heliopause is the point at which the solar winds, which push out from the sun, hit basically the other stuff, the other plasma, something in the universe, the other, I guess, winds from other stars and things like that. And basically it stops. So, it's like two rivers coming together and, the currents kind of collide and they don't really go, they flow around, but they don't expand out in that direction anymore. So you go out from the sun, eventually hit the heliopause. And if you were riding that wave, the wave stops because it hits something else. Now you can continue if you have momentum and go right on through it. So like you're a powerboat or something, but if you're a stick, you're just going to get caught in between. The team behind Voyager 2 knows that the spacecraft is currently almost 12 billion miles away from Earth, but it's hard to predict when the spacecraft will actually leave the solar system by passing through what scientists call the heliopause. The heliopause is the bubble around the solar system formed by the solar wind, the rush of charged particles that constantly streams out from the sun. But that solar wind ebbs and flows over the course of the sun's 11-year cycle, which means that the bubble of our solar system expands and contracts. There's actually some ideas that the Earth expands and contracts like that too. Anyway, and because Voyager 2 isn't following precisely in its predecessor's steps, scientists aren't positive that this cosmic exit result in identical changes to the data that the spacecraft reports. So until Voyager 2 passes through the heliopause, there's no way to be sure precisely when and where it is in with regard to the heliopause. And if I remember, the heliopause, it's not like it's a thin line. It's a pretty long, expanse where this ebb and flow back and forth is happening. Whenever it does successfully flee the solar system, it's not really fleeing, but anyway, Voyager 2 will become just the second human-made object to do so, as far as we know. So there's editor's notes and there's bio. I guess there must be something in here that my ad blocker is blocking. That's great. That's cool. I'm glad to see something from NASA going well. I mean, I wish we did more of this. I wish we had, every 5 years, maybe 10 years, we sent another spacecraft like this, hurling through with better cameras and take more pictures of some of the planets and just keep on trucking. I know we sent something to Pluto recently, and these things take a while. And one of I thought it was Voyager 1. Part of why it's also further is it went in through their inner solar system and looped around the planets and just basically slingshot itself out, even though it launched. I think it launched slower and it launched later, but then it picked up a lot of speed from the tour of the inner solar system, and then it passed. They're not really going in the same direction. They're going away from each other. And I believe, too, as far as on the elliptical, the major elliptical of most of the planets on, I think they both are, one's going up, one's going down, as if it were. I don't really know if they have them, aimed at anything, but I don't know. If I click on Voyager 1, what'll happen? It's the fastest spacecraft. It's explored the outer planets or solar system. How it's remaining operational long past expectations. Yep. So there in 2012, almost 35 years after its voyage began, was actually the second of the 20. That's what I thought. Its images sent back have been used in school books. Yeah, and I just imagine if we could have something with better, digital sensors every few years doing stuff. So this Voyager's next big encounter would take place in 40,000 years when Voyager 1 comes within 1.7 light years of the star AC plus 793888. Huh. By about 2020, meaning no data will be flown, but yeah, that's okay. And we have the disk on there, of course, and the Eye of Jupiter did. Oh yeah, so rings and moons, and because it's been a long time since we've looked at some of this stuff. 1980. Come on, let's listen about the Saturn. Let's see what some of that stuff looks like. Anyway, all right. Thanks for stopping by for some science time, and we will eagerly await the announcement that NASA says Voyager 2 has left the building. Bye.